I'm with the Mediserve Homecare group, and we obviously, by the nature of the name, we deal with the health service quite regularly. We're an out-of-hours service in Ireland. Over the last number of years, there's a number of different things happening within the HSE. House calls, requests and people trying to attend GP surgeries, those requests are increasing quite regularly. Health emergency response requests such as ambulances and so on, especially down the country. In some places you can take an hour, 2 hours to get an ambulance to you, and obviously with the lower investment in those areas, it's causing great strain on the health service. Long transit times. Our numbers are attending emergency departments are huge, and we're all fully familiar with all of the news stories over the last number of months and indeed the last year in terms of the number of people on trolleys and so on. And that's one of the major issues that the HSE has failed to give a suitable answer to. Then related to that, the longer waiting and treatment times. There are people 24, 48 hours on trolleys. Admission to acute hospitals is quite difficult. And occupancy rates, and especially length of stay of hospital. I'm currently doing some work in the United States. If somebody gets admitted for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease exacerbation in the United States, they're out of the hospital within 2 days. In Ireland, it's an average of 9.2 days. So we're obviously spending a lot more time treating people. There are people coming into hospital a lot sicker than they would ordinarily be. And then, of course, we get the delays, discharges from hospitals. The average age of a GP in Ireland currently is 55. There are over 30 surgeries in Ireland that don't have a GP to manage their list. So we've got increasing numbers of patients, over-reliance on a GP, and what we're going to need in the future is to bring in new systems to treat and manage these diseases. So, just give you a brief overview of us. Mediserve was established in 1989, and this is how we started. We had pagers and those bricks of phones, as people usually describe them. We provide a doctor on duty service across the Greater Dublin area, so we do about 5,000 house calls per month on behalf of 600 GPs. We also monitor, we do telehealth as well, so we monitor over 6,000 alarms, and we're licensed providers of new telehealth and patient-centric services to Ireland, particularly Mediserve, Sensor and AMD Global Telemedicine, which I will go into now. So what is telemedicine? It's the use of communications technology to remotely evaluate, diagnose and treat patients. It's an area that is certainly increasing in terms of global interest and global demand. It's a hot topic. You see Richard Branson is getting involved in it. We have an international group here in Switzerland that basically 75% of all first contacts with a GP are done through telemedicine. And that's been driven by the lack of doctors in Switzerland over the last number of years. We have a number of Irish organisations getting into the mix. This is one in particular, Lloyd's Online. And what we call these is dial prescriptions. So they're basically, you pick up the phone, you sore throats, you want the contraceptive pill or whatever, you can get it over the telephone. There are some inherent dangers with that, in that there's no continuity of care, there's no measurement of vital signs, and essentially the doctor treating the patient doesn't know the patient or the patient's history. Where Mediserve is now today is we believe we're the most advanced private out-of-hours medical service in Ireland. We've innovated in terms of bringing in a number of technologies, two of which I want to speak to you today. One is remote consultations, which is used in an acute setting, and then from a chronic point of view, it's our telehealth solution, or Mediserve, for management of chronic diseases. This is the only closed-loop system available across Europe. It's designed for specific diseases. It's also HIPAA compliant. It's also based on NICE guidelines and so on. It's been used in 10,000 different patients across Europe. What it does is allows patient empowerment to manage chronic diseases. So if I, for instance, had COPD, every morning I would wake up and I would put on my blood pressure cuff, I would put on my pulse oximeter, and I take my temperature. Those readings are shot in to via tablet or via smartphone into the software that processes them. There's also a series of questions which are based on international guidelines, so in terms of protocols. So for COPD, how did I sleep last night? Did I cough up sputum? What colour was it? And so on. And it's all branch logic. They're all shot into a set of algorithms. And based on different thresholds and so on, we get alerts. So green alert means you're okay, yellow alert, okay, there's something happening here, and red alert is we need immediate action. Those immediate actions are taken by the nurse who's looking after it, so it's a specialist nurse. Clinical governance still rests with the GP, and all actions that the nurse will take will have been authorised by the GP in advance. But effectively what this does is we've got a specialist nurse who's looking after the patient. The patient does not need to go into A&E, the patient does not need to go into the emergency room. They're managed from afar. So it's management by exception. In the UK, where this technology is used in a number of different trusts, it's also being used in the Netherlands and it's also been used in Spain to manage these different conditions. This study is, I suppose, their seminal study, which was independently assessed by Imperial College in London. And I think the key things here are we've got an out-of-hours primary care attendance, 100% reduction in that. So we don't have people calling up in the middle of the night saying, I need to see a doctor. The big ones from the point of view of the healthcare service in Ireland, especially the hospitals in Ireland, unplanned hospital admissions, 57% reduction. That's huge, especially in the winter months. And A&D attendance has come down by 52%, and then the big one is the hospital length of stay. So it reduces the average length of stay for a COPD admission from 9.2 days down to 2 days. What I'd like to say to people is our health service at the moment, basically we're a reactionary health service. We have a cliff, and what we do is we either put extra beds or we put extra ambulances or whatever at the bottom of the cliff when people fall over it. What we propose to do, and what has been shown in other jurisdictions to do, is put a fence up at the top of the cliff, stop people going over that cliff, catch them early, and also you can catch them so early that even if they do have an exacerbation, the effect on them, the quality of life, the productivity, but also the demand on the health service decreases significantly. In terms of actually extrapolating this out for Ireland, these are the latest figures available, and I know they go back quite a bit, but the key figure here for you is a 48.5 million saving. If we implemented this in Ireland today, we would save 48.5 million simply by keeping people out of hospital. Okay? So that's in terms of the chronic management. In terms of the actual acute care, we, like everybody else, are subject to all of these, I suppose, restrictions in terms of lack of doctors and so on. And over the last four years, our availability of doctors has decreased, no different to anybody else. So what we looked at is, okay, how can we do this differently? How can we actually increase the efficiency of our organisation, but either maintain the same level of care at a minimum or indeed enhance it? Now, we've actually found a solution for the latter. We did a 4-year research project, and this is a solution we decided on, which is A&D Global Medicine. It's in over 97 countries worldwide. It has been around since 1999, and the technology is even on the International Space Station. Quite simply, the way it operates is we send out a trained medical professional who's equipped with a series of equipment. So it's a tablet, a tablet in a box, which is basically a HIPAA-compliant HL7 solution. They're equipped with various peripheral devices. So you see a vital signs monitor, an otoscope for taking digital images of the tympanic membrane, and a versatile camera which you can use for throat issues, skin lesions, and so on. When the electronic professional, the healthcare professional arrives out of the patient, they basically create an electronic file. All of the patients different, all of the patients different, their demographic, their previous history, their medication, what the current complaint is. The trained medical professional will then take pictures of the relevant area. So it could be a sore ear, so you take the tympanic membrane, could be a sore throat, whatever it might be. They also take the vital signs and they automatically get uploaded onto the file. That file is then sent securely, so again, as I said, it's HIPAA compliant. It's sent securely to the GP. The GP comes online, reviews the file, so he's prepared when he comes on for a consultation. At that stage, he joins by video conference, and a two-way communication takes place. So it's as if the doctor was basically in the room with the patient. The trained medical professional then becomes the hands of that GP. So if you wish to see live video streaming of the area complaint, they can do so. He's also equipped with an electronic stethoscope, a 12-lead ECG, and all of these can be either heard or sent back to the GP in real time, so it's real video streaming. We have been doing this since January 2015. We've conducted over 1,000 consultations. We've reduced our average waiting time, our average waiting time from 3.5 hours to 1 hour. Our patient satisfaction is greater than 95%. And what we like to say to people is, look, instead of having a doctor driving around Dublin spending maybe 12 or 15 minutes of every hour consulting, we can have a doctor doing what they're trained to do for that full hour. So it enhances the efficiency of our organisation, but it also gets the doctors doing what they're trained to do. What have we done recently? We just recently completed a proof of concept trial with the North East Doctor organisation, and we hope to be going to a full trial over the next 6 weeks in conjunction with the HSE. We're also discussing a similar project with Shannon Lock. Why our solution is different to anything else out there in terms of dial-a-doc, it's fully comprehensive. You get full measurement of vital signs, which nobody else does. It gives you the full ability to listen to heart and lung sounds, and it's the most comprehensive and safest solution out there. So I'll take any questions if anybody has any. Okay, thank you very much.